behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Paul Mash TV. Paul Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. We're glad that you could join us. Got another great interview coming up for you in just a moment. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell, and whenever we have a new interview, you'll be notified and you can check that out. And don't forget to leave a comment on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/PaulMashTV, which is our official page, and you can like the page, inboxes, comment, and everything you see there. And if you have email, which I know you do, email us at paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And that's not just for band and solo artists, though. If you're a fan, you can email us at that same address, and we'd love to hear from you. And we're going to recap all this at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. In just a moment, we're going to have Cole Parker. He's from Helena, Arkansas. And I think you're really going to like him. He's got a lot of talent, and I think you'll like the video after that, as usual. And we'll get to that in just a second, but first, here's a word from Click Jam, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Okay, everybody, it's interview time again, and with us from Helena, Arkansas, we have Cole Parker. Thanks for joining us, Cole.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Cole Parker here, and glad to be here with Paul and this first time interview with you, and I'm just so thankful to be here and looking forward to getting to know you a little better and telling all of my viewers and fans that are coming on to the show a little bit more about myself.
Okay, well, I know everybody would be glad to hear about you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how it started for you as far as being an artist goes? I mean, everybody has their own story. Let's hear yours.
So to keep it short, not draw it out, I remember I'm a third generation musician, let's say that, and then there's a whole lot of music history that me and you need to cover, Paul. I grew up on a stage. My dad is a world-renowned steel guitar player that learned from his teacher was John Huey, and John Huey was Vince Gill's steel guitar player for many, many years, and him and John were friends for many years, and that's where Dad got his start in steel guitar playing, and of course everybody loves a steel guitar, so he was always playing somewhere with someone, and we were crawling around on the stage at an early age. So, and I started to play guitar, around 7th grade or 6th grade, something like that. And then, by the time I was 15, 16, I was getting up on stage in between their set breaks, whoever he was playing with. Didn't matter where it was. I always asked to get on stage and play a song. And it finally got to where Dad said, look, you're going to have to start getting your own shows. And he said it in a jokingly manner, but I knew then it was time to take it seriously. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. And I'm blessed with a God-given talent. I'm glad to be able to give it back to everyone else.
Okay, well, that's quite a story there. And that's interesting about Vince Gill because, he is a good mainstream artist in his own right. Would you say he's one of your influences, or did you have any other influences you wanted to talk about?
Okay, Paul. So first off, I do want to say that I just want to have this on video. That one of the first songs that I remember hearing, songs in general, first one that I remember hearing was "Great Balls of Fire" by Jerry Lee Lewis. That was in a get this now. It was in a 56, or I'd have to get Dad, anywhere between a 55 and 57 pink Cadillac in my backyard. And Great Balls of Fire was playing, and I just went to dancing. I was probably around 2 years old or 3 years old. And my dad tells me that story to this day. And from then on, I had a fire in my belly for music, I was being a third generation musician. There's basically no getting out of it. I was born around musicians, raised around instruments, all in the house. Everything from steel guitar to fiddle to upright bass. Anything that you could put your hand on with a string, it was in the house. Saxophones, everything. So I had a wide range of influences from Ray Charles, and of course, the old, Hank Williams Sr. But my personal influences, once I got really into music and into country, started off with Alan Jackson, Travis Tritt, Randy Travis, and last but not least, George Strait. All of the music that I have done in the past and will do in the future will always stem off of George Strait. The way he carries himself on stage, he doesn't have to put on a big show. My phone's going off. Apologize about that. He doesn't have to put on a big show. Of course he does, but I love his style. I love Dean Dillon's writing style that has fit him so perfectly for so many years. Dean Dillon and George Strait have made a good pair, just like me and Stacy. We've made a great pair in songwriting, and I hope to kind of rekindle that '90s feel in country music. Country music is kind of going this way, going that way, going this way, and I've got it in my mind to keep '90s country music still in rotation and where it's real, it's from the heart, and the listener can feel it, relate to it, and it brings us all back full circle.
Okay, yeah, those are some legend for sure. And well, tell everybody exactly how they can contact you. I mean, and get your music as far as that goes. I'm sure it's on all streaming platforms, and if you have physical copies, you could volunteer that as well. But
so here soon, big news coming up. I just signed with Nashville Entertainment Weekly with TJ Cates and Jill Santabanez, and they're gonna. I just got out of the studio on the 10th. On Saturday, this past Saturday, I spent quite a many hours with a world-renowned recording studio engineer, and out of Clarksville, Mississippi, my hometown. And we've got 3 songs that are coming up on streaming services. That's going to be Bowfish and Queen, These Roots, and Back to the '90s. And all 3 songs they tell a story about me and how I grew up, where I come from, my experiences as a child and as a teenager, and all the things that we can kind of relate to growing up in the Delta. That's where I'm a Mississippi boy. That's where I grew up. And so they can all of those going to come out very soon, in due time. And so everything's kind of happening really fast. But if you want to find me now and what I've done previously, you can find me on Instagram at The Cole Parker. That's all lowercase, The Cole Parker. Facebook at Cole Parker Music. And I don't have a Twitter. I leave that alone. And I just stick to Instagram and Facebook. There's such a camaraderie on both streaming services or both, social networks, social outlets as Facebook and Instagram. There's just so many musicians on there, and it's a big brotherhood, and that's kind of what I've stuck to. But mainly Facebook is my big one. That's where, if you want to go listen to me on the daily, that's where you can find me, is on Facebook.
okay. Well, I'm sure you'll let us know whenever it's on all those streaming platforms. I know everybody would love to hear that. And but for right now, we can actually watch one of your music videos. Can you tell us what the name of the song is and if there's a story behind it?
So the music video that you're going to hear today is These Roots. And the story behind that is I grew up on a farm surrounded by cotton fields. And I'm just a farm boy, small town farm boy from Mississippi. And I was blessed to have that upbringing, and I used to hop the fence and go work the farm, and running up down the cotton fields and, you know, playing baseball. And when the fields are down and the ground's broke, we'd go out there and play baseball in the dirt. And I had a red Jeep that we used to ride around in. And, you know, I was maybe 14, 15, and, you know, I had the Jeep, you know, so everybody liked to come out and hop in the Jeep, and we go ride the farm and get into the mud and go swimming in the creek. And I mean, just a storybook of growing up. I mean, I mean, you couldn't dream of a better childhood as being a country boy, you know, and that the song These Roots tells that story from start to finish. And it kind of brings me to where I am now, and brings everyone else to where we are now as a whole, you know, as you know, in the world, you know, with so many things going on. It kind of brings everything around full circle, and to never forget your roots, no matter where you are or where you land, or, you know, what happens in your life, you know, don't ever forget your roots. And so that's the basis of the story behind that. It's a good song, and I've got a lot of great feedback from it.
Okay. Well, as I said, it's a great song, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But I think that's about all the time we have for right now, Cole. But as always, I always invite people to come back again. So you're welcome to come back anytime.
I would. I'd love to come back again.
Okay. Well, here's These Roots by Cole Parker right here on Paul Mash TV. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Paul.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cole Parker. This is Bowfish and Queen. This is my brand new hit written by the best friend, my everything, Stacey Reyna, and myself. And I want to say thank you to TJ Cates and Jill for being out here with Nashville Entertainment Weekly interviewing me, and we're all going to have a great time. And thank you, cousin Les Hooper, for having me at 10th Inning Sports Bar. It's going to be such a good time, and I'm glad everybody came out. And when let's get to it. So that being said, y'all enjoy. Kicks off her heels, picks up her bow, runs to the truck, yells, baby, let's go. Load the fish and jumping, the sun just went down. We better get going, it's way across town, yeah. Way across town. I love how she looks and her PLG. The way she raises up the cop and smiles back at me. All the boys stand around and watch with envy. This old country boy and his Bowfish and Queen. This old country boy and his Bowfish and Queen, yeah. She don't ever mind getting down and dirty, busting those scales, wearing ponytails. Says her favorite time is fish 30. Keeps her aim low, loves to watch her jump high. Most I received, she just started her night. How she looks in her PLG, the way she raises up the cop and smiles back at me. All the boys stand around and watch with envy. This old country boy and his Bowfish and Queen. This old country boy and his Bowfish and Queen, yeah. My favorite kind of day and night, sticking fish underneath the moonlight. She don't need no candlelight. Just grab your bows and hit the spotlights. Yeah, that's my beautiful Bowfish and Queen. Yeah, that's my beautiful Bowfish and Queen. How she looks in her G. Way she raises up the cop and smiles back at me. All the boys stand around and watch with envy. This old country boy and his Bowfish and Queen. This old country boy and his Bowfish and Queen. Thank y'all very much.